Paolo von Schirach, who is the president of the Global Policy Institute. Thanks very much indeed for being with us on the programme. So compared to the atmosphere of the head-to-head debate, are we likely to hear more policy details from these town halls?
Unlikely. Look, this is a done deal at this point. The candidates have, articulated their positions. You can expect a repeat of things that have already been said. By the way, for whatever it's worth, millions of people are already voting today. I mean, some already voted and more are voting. So which is to say, most Americans have made up their minds. I am not quite sure that additional town meetings or debates are going to move the needle much one way or the other. Yes, you've got to show the flag, so to speak, and be there and speak, whenever the opportunity arises. But the idea that you can use these fora to move votes, I'm sure they're trying, but I don't think it's going to move many votes at this point.
And turning to Senator Harris, who's not attending in-person events for the coming days after being exposed to some people who had coronavirus, how much do you think her being out of action will affect the Democrats?
Not much. Again, it's an old say that people don't vote for vice president. But they vote for president. The fact that she may be sidelined, to some extent regarding public appearances certainly does not prevent her to do interviews, to do commercials and other things, So in other words, can her voice in the campaign, still be heard? Absolutely. The only hindrance becomes, in-person attendance to rallies and other things. And again, as your piece was saying earlier, this can become like some kind of an education moment for the Biden campaign to say, you see, we are good citizens. We put health safety above all else. We follow the CDC guidance, unlike the Trump people. And so when it comes to jeopardizing the health of our candidates or our staff, we will not do that, even if that may cost us, some campaign appearances and the like. So the fact that she may be temporarily sidelined, I hope nothing major happened to her or anybody else, I don't think moves the needle much. Mr. Biden, has shown consistent lead so far.
So it sounds, from what you're saying, sounds like there's nothing that can actually change people's minds at this point, that the result is already a foregone conclusion.
Well, I wouldn't go that far and then be proven dramatically wrong. We've been wrong before, haven't we? But, look, what we know is this. The polls give a national lead to Mr. Biden. The latest one was 11 points, which is a pretty significant gap between him and Mr. Trump. This has been very consistent throughout. Most importantly, Mr. Biden has a lead in the so-called swing states. Now, admittedly, in some of the swing states, the lead, while consistent, is not that wide. So can something really major happen that turn things around? Yes, it's quite possible. Mr. Biden has a lead, say, in Florida, but it's 3%. So is that enough to say, okay, that's done, Florida is in the bag? Not really. Florida can change. 3 points is not an insurmountable challenge. But in other states where he can have a lead 6 or 7, it's much more difficult.
Okay, good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us, Paolo von Schirach.